Well, it is after 4:30, so we'll go ahead and call the BOCES board work session to order. We do have as our opening item the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, our agenda is short and sweet. Did anyone have a chance to review that?
I move that we approve the agenda as presented.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. So now on to our main topic for discussion in next year's events. Breck, would you like to talk about those?
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously, guys, this is going to start being a thing, this work session in July of every year, because it's a formality in our handbook. I chose this go around, and we could discuss this in the future, maybe a couple of meetings in advance. I just thought this would be a nice time to kind of give a rundown of what has worked well, what didn't work well, and kind of think about what we want to approve essentially in the coming hour of things we want to work on for the coming year. And so essentially, general ideas, we did art classes, we did canning and meat prep last year, both of which went really, really well. The art classes have done well. The fly fishing, fly casting class went really, really well as well. And I would like to change that up a little bit, do some more winter workshops with that. Also go ahead and do some tie or fly tying classes. We've got a couple of people who are retired fish guides in the community that are willing to do that for us, which would be kind of nice. They're two ladies, and so we could also do women-oriented classes associated with that as well, which would be kind of exciting, I think. We also have the take-home packets last year went really, really well, and that has a lot to do with like the preschool and kindergarten age group. Granted, that was due to the pandemic, and we did that. That was stuff like ABCs and colors, different art projects, stuff like that. And when essentially in March last year, when we didn't return to school, people who also didn't have preschool had asked about that. And so that was stuff I was mainly emailing, not so much pickup stuff, but that went really well. And then obviously our shining 2 stars, kindergarten readiness and dual enrollment. I don't know, did you guys notice in your guys's post office boxes a postcard that came from Western Wyoming all about dual enrollment and concurrent enrollment?
I don't remember getting one.
It was a mass mailer. Sally, you got one?
Yeah, it was about,
Yeah,
it was
I
a
think
separate postcard, yeah.
I got one too. And so I had asked Western Wyoming a couple of months ago to do that postcard for us. It had our contact information, my email address and office number on it, and talking about the rundown of dual enrollment. I've had about 16 calls throughout the county, and that came out, I think I picked mine up 2 weeks ago, but I'm really bad about picking my mail up, so I'm not sure exactly when it came out, but 16 phone calls and or emails about, we didn't know this was happening, and this is amazing, and I didn't realize you could get 12 credits, and yeah, and it's a real thing, and so I'm kind of excited about that. Tomorrow afternoon, actually, the new outreach coordinator and I are sitting down, obviously via Zoom, and she's going to go through that registration information I told you about last go around, since Andy is no longer doing the registration for the kids. So I will be fully trained on that as of tomorrow afternoon, which is pretty exciting. So I'm looking to increase that dual enrollment and concurrent enrollment within our population of students, which is good. So that will be another golden star, I guess, next year. moving forward, I really want to push swim lessons. We did contact the city. We had essentially 2 sessions of multiple class levels that had been advertised, and there were no takers in Saratoga. However, starting, let's see, the 9th of August, I will be doing all the swim lessons at the Hannah Rec Center through the 17th. Their assistant director, who had gone through water instructor training with me, has stepped down, and so Vivian from the rec center asked if I would do all their swim lessons for that last session. So that will happen, which I am really excited about, because one of the things I really want to do, and I've talked to parents even in the southern part of the district, to do Friday activities, 2 Fridays a month. The school bus drivers are on board with that, to bus kids from the southern part of the district up to Hannah to utilize the pool for either open swim or swim lessons. And we will do swim lessons throughout the school year. Granted, that's every other week, but it's better than 3 weeks in the summertime and then nothing until the next summer. So I'm kind of excited about the potential of doing that. We also have the opportunity to continue the light camp stuff that I've been doing with the Franklin Institute and the Wyoming After School Alliance. With that curriculum and that grant that I got, came 2 other curricula, one all about wind and one all about balance. And I haven't deployed any of that yet, but those are things we can do. So that can be Friday activities as well. And that's stuff that goes from preschool through adult. So we can hold family nights, or we can have family classes and do everything from K through 12, which is kind of exciting as well. There's obviously, it's becoming the end of the summer and people are thinking about hunting season and garden preparation. We're starting a 5-week canning class essentially, and we're doing everything from jams to pickles, salsa, doing countertop fermentation for sauerkraut and pickles, and then doing savory jams. And then we will roll in. Dana took the meat prep class last year, and we will do that again for not only like pork products, but also wild game. And Charlie had previously asked me last year if I could find somebody to do a butchering class. And I have contacted a couple of different people. They haven't given me specific dates, but I'm hoping that later this fall we'll be able to do some how to knock down your carcass class, essentially, which I think will be really beneficial to a lot of different folks. Nanette has been interested in continuing to do the tech classes with the senior centers. With summer, it's kind of been rough, and they've had an interesting requirement because of COVID. We're going to try to hopefully kick off those tech seminars again coming up when the school system or school year starts. So that'll be really, really nice as well. Obviously, we haven't done any of the movie stuff, partly because when I've talked to people about that or kind of put feelers out, everybody's so busy during summer, and right now nobody wants to necessarily be inside. So we'll try to do that movie thing starting after the school year, and essentially hopefully get some of the school groups in to make some extra money running concessions and whatnot, which will be really, really nice. But then a couple of different people in the southern part of the district have contacted me wondering if we can do stuff concerning Microsoft Office and general computer skills. We do have 2 people in the school system who can do that, and people can also get Western credit for that if we utilize these 2 people, because they're adjunct essentially with Western Wyoming. So that will be an option. I'm not quite sure how we will work that yet, whether that will be a Saturday morning class or something like in the evenings, based on the fact that most of these people are already working 8 to 5. So we'll have to kind of work around that schedule. But Platte Valley Community Center is definitely on board for the southern part of the district. And then Vivian has said we can go ahead and utilize the rec center. And the only downfall with that is people would have to bring their own computer. At PVCC, there's the computer lab, and if the rec center doesn't work, then we can go ahead and utilize the library as well in Hannah, which would be really beneficial. But looking forward, most everything I've tried to deploy this year works, and then there's nothing that's been negative, I guess. We just had some classes that haven't filled, so I've chosen to cancel them. And that's partly because of the time of year. And during the fall and the spring, classes are full, which is great. But summer and the fact that COVID has changed and people are out and about, they don't necessarily want to go to classes in the summer. So we'll just play that by ear, I think. But that's about all I have on looking forward.
Thank you, Greg. Do you guys have any questions for Greg during the work session?
No.
No? Okay. Well, thank you again, and we will adjourn the work session. The meeting starts at 4:45, right? Right?
So quick turnaround.
Yes. All right. Just a minute.
We do have pledge of allegiance on here again, whether you guys want to do that. But I think we're probably.
We'll do it again here in just a minute.
Y'all want to.
I think we put that on there just as I think we've kind of forgotten to add that to BOCES meetings, so I think we did that.
We could probably in the future take it off of the workshop.
Off the
section,
workshop.
Just leave it on the.
Right. Probably. I think we copied from the agenda from the previous work session, so.
All right, it's 4:45, so I will call the BOCES board meeting to order. Since we just did pledge of allegiance, we will skip that, and we will move on to item number 2, approval of the agenda.
I move that we approve the agenda as presented.
So,
Okay, so we have a motion and a second. All those in favor? Motion passes to approve the agenda as presented. Item number 3, approval of the minutes. I missed the last meeting, but I did review them. I don't know if you guys had a chance to review those and if they looked acceptable to you.
Chair, I move that we approve the June 21st, 2021 regular BOCES meeting minutes as presented.
Second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Item number 4, treasurer's report.
Madam Chairman, at the end of June 30th, 2021, the balance in the BOCES fund was $191,742.59. You see there your revenue for the month of June and the reimbursed expenses along with the June bills and the payroll. Your major receipts, of course, were the Carter County Treasurer at $23,000, and your section 3 has how your BOCES monies are invested. The main one is Wildstar. We keep a majority of the money there to earn the interest. Any questions regarding the treasurer's report?
I do not. Questions? Thank you, Sally. You're welcome. Item number 5, consideration of bills.
To apologize, the bills approval list is there at Karen's spot, so someone will need to go ahead and make that motion to approve.
Just trying to find that.
Sorry about that.
In that case, I move that we approve the June 16th through the 30th BOCES fund expenditures of $2,064.36, and the July regular BOCES fund at $607.64, for a grand total of approved bills of $2,672.
Thank you.
It's okay.
So we have a motion to approve the combined bills of $2,672. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. On to item number 6, BOCES report. Are you still
Okay.
with that?
So, hold on, I'm opening it, sorry.
I'm not
So
hearing it.
pretty relaxed month. A lot of planning has occurred this month, essentially.
Right.
Can you hear me?
Can you speak more into your microphone somehow? Or a little
Is
bit
this better? Can you hear me now?
yes. Yes.
Sorry, guys. It might be slow internet too. We'll wait and see. So a lot of this month has just been getting ready for the following school year concerning dual enrollment and concurrent enrollment and kindergarten readiness. Within early childhood, we've continued art classes in Hannah, which have been kind of fun. I wanted to do pictures, but for some reason I couldn't, they weren't working for the PDF to put in here, but we did amazing 9x13 sidewalk tiles with concrete that the kids decorated that turned out really, really cool. And we had a huge class that day. We also did paper flowers out of tissue paper, which was really kind of fun. And then our last one we finished up last week was bag painting. The kiddos painted little bags, which was kind of fun, perfect for the library or taking sack luncheon. We did light camp in the previous month. We have went ahead and we had a class of 16 little kiddos, and that included kids from encampment as well. And we've got a light camp scheduled in Hannah this coming month in, well, next week. So I guess technically that's probably next month, but for July. Like I said previously, we had planned to do swim lessons in Saratoga at the pool, July 5th through the 16th. And there were nobody who opted for that. So that was a bust. Kindergarten readiness, we've been doing a lot of planning around that within the Saratoga group and encampment group. As usual, with the northern part of the district, we don't necessarily ferret that conversation until the middle of the fall, just because they don't start kindergarten readiness until the spring. And they have a better grasp on how many kids might matriculate in the following school year. But I've had a meeting scheduled coming up here with the kindergarten teachers in the southern part of the district to make sure programs are pretty well aligned and everybody's doing the same thing, and we're capable of servicing everybody we can service. I'm pretty excited for this coming year for kindergarten readiness because, as you well know, last year one was completely online and one was in person at PVCC. I think we'll continue to do the Saratoga one at PVCC, but we're going to go back live in person with encampment. So I'm really excited about that. And we will get a lot more takers that way, and that will come back to normal class sizes. So I'm excited about that. We've got some early childhood professional development happening. The one that I was super excited about, but obviously due to things like me not being there, tomorrow we kick off Project Wild in Lander, and we've got 2 people. It was going to be me as well, but I'm going to take the class this fall. And it does information. It's a 501c3 who puts this on, and it's a nationwide program, but it's information concerning plants, bugs, animals, birds, and they it's curriculum that can be utilized not only at the community level, but preschool through 12th grade. And it's pretty exciting. We have a kindergarten teacher, Miss Spalding from Saratoga, who's taking the class, and then a parent from Hannah who's going to go ahead and take the class too. And they're going to travel together up to Hannah and get certified essentially to teach this curricula. So they get the curriculum and everything, which is pretty exciting. These individuals, this is paid out of our professional budget, training budget. These individuals have agreed to doing community classes as well as classes within the school, which I'm really excited about, because as we've continued to expand the BOCES program, since I'm a unit of one, it's really hard for me to be in Medicine Bow and be in encampment on the same day just due to traveling. And so getting some of this information out and getting individuals within the community involved in BOCES and talking about BOCES, I'm really excited that they're going to be able to get this opportunity in the northern part of the district and obviously in the southern part of the district. The group that we've worked with for the last 2 years, the Early Childhood Learning Collaborative Group, we're putting on a couple of different stuff that we've been talking about for planning, just talking to not only kindergarten teachers, but a lot of the early childhood development groups within the Valley about different needs that they have. And so we hopefully are going to start doing the monthly workshops like we did before the pandemic. And those will be in person. I'm going to do them across our district instead of just Saratoga this go around, and utilize some other different public spaces. So I'm excited about that. The first one ought to actually kick off in September, and it's socio-emotional learning, particularly in preschool through 2nd grade, but looking at a lot of stuff concerning utilizing the great outdoors as a classroom instead of just being in the classroom the whole entire time. So I'm excited about that. And the educators seem to be really excited about that. Obviously, we haven't done much with the high school or middle school, high school groups, but we do have a light camp that will be advertised this fall for them. They appear to not have a whole lot of interest during the summer, which is all right. We did have the opportunity. Cassie had given me a contact for chalk painting of furniture class scheduled. There was interest, but nobody actually officially signed up, but the gal is still interested in doing that. And she will probably do that this fall when people kind of settle down and stop playing on the mountain and traveling and messing around. We will do swim lessons, obviously, at the Hannah Rec District this coming month, which will be really, really good. I'm excited about that. We're still advertising cooking classes, but we're going to take the month of August off because nobody has been real excited about that for the monthly Sunday cooking classes, which is okay. And we'll start up again, like I said, when everybody settles down. But as we talked earlier, there was a huge push with BOCES in Western Wyoming to get increased enrollment with dual enrollment and concurrent enrollment within our high school population. And I am hoping that we increase that. I will finish that training up tomorrow. And those postcards went out to all of the post office box holders within Carbon County 2 school district. So that included Encampment, Elk Mountain, Medicine Bow, Hannah, and Saratoga, which is awesome. Yeah, and we're just moving forward. Lots of planning this month, essentially. For July, essentially, we'll finish up all the planning for kindergarten readiness, finish up Sinclair stuff, and that will be essentially money for a year concerning ACT and kindergarten readiness. Bus permits will go in for swimming lessons in the fall. I hope to have a active calendar for fall activities that parents can look at and be advertised by the secretaries come the first week of school. And then obviously big thing for July is budget approval. But that's it.
Thank you, Greg. Sounds like we have a ton of stuff going on. One thing I did, I think it was last week, was went to that Google Calendar.
Yes.
Are the events on that calendar?
Some of them are, yes. Some of them are not because I've deleted them.
Okay.
The unsuccessful ones are not there.
Great. Do you guys have any questions for Breck? Do you feel like you're getting the direction you need to keep moving forward on these projects? Or these?
Yeah, I
Active-
feel like I'm happy with what's happening. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Do we still have that September 22nd when Western Wyoming is coming here?
Ideally, yes. And right now that's not officially set in stone, but that should be, we're finalizing that and I will let everybody know essentially on Friday because I just filled out another poll today, this morning about that, because they're trying to stack Bags, Rollins and us on the same couple of days.
All right, anything else for Breck? Item number 7, we have no unfinished business. Does not appear that we have any audience comment. Under new business, item A, upcoming project wild training, which I know you already touched on.
Yes, I just essentially want you guys to approve spending that money. So essentially it's $85 per individual plus hotel rooms and food. We got a district car, so it ends up, this was originally for 3 people. Obviously, I'm not going to be there. They said that the next training would probably be in Sheridan, so most of this cost will go away because I will stay with my folks and drive my personal car, stay the weekend, so it will just be an $85 registration. But I would like you guys to approve to allow me to send Melissa and Brittany. We already have it in the budget, so.
Okay. Great, is there a motion to allow Melissa Spalding and Brittany George to attend the wild training in Lander tomorrow?
So moved. Second.
We have a motion in a second. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. I think that's really exciting. Seems like a good opportunity.
It's a wonderful training. When I got the information about it, actually, I found out that there's a couple of other teachers who are actually already qualified to do this, but they don't mention it. So I'm kind of excited just to get everybody on the same page so we can maybe start having some really neat workshops on Fridays. I'm kind of excited about it. And pull in some other people to help with it as well. We'll see where it goes, but I'm excited about the content and I think kids will be really excited too.
Awesome. All right, next item under new business, upcoming year 2021-2022. Looks like a lot of similar information that we just talked about in the workshop.
The exact same information. I guess I would like some feedback potentially from you guys, or are you guys okay with me moving forward? And I really want to do a better push with the middle school, high school group this year. That's kind of what I want 21, 22 to be with.
What was that
Or-
last part?
I would really like the coming school year or this coming budget year, 2021, 2022, to be about middle school students and high school students and having different activities for them. I feel like we've done a really good job with the community and early childhood, and we've done some stuff with the senior citizens, but even though the middle school age group, high school age group has been one of my pillars since I took this position, I have not done a very good job of focusing activities toward them. And I want this coming year to be more about them.
Do you have some ideas of what you'd like to do for them?
Well, with this, it would be situations like the Project Wild and getting them outside. They can benefit from the swim options. I think we should be able to do an art class associated with that age group instead of an art class that's little kids and or adults where they feel more inclusive as a populace. There's also potential interest, and granted, this is just a particular age group, but bringing somebody in for driver's ed, there's a couple of people in the community that can do driver's ed. We would just have to contract them, which I think that would be a big thing that not only parents would like, but would be beneficial to our students.
Insurance companies like that also.
Absolutely, and parents like that in the long run, right?
Yes. It just looks, when we look at all these different activities, there's just a lot. So to provide feedback, like, it would just be nice to know like what the participation is for each of the different events or the different activities.
Okay.
Just to see what's popular and what people are really interested in and what they're doing.
Well, I can go ahead and update this and send it out to you guys. And if we want to shelve this and talk about it in August, that's just fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that a good idea, or do you guys have some direction? I think all of these things are really great things, and it's really exciting to see so many different activities. But if you're looking for like feedback, my feedback would be like where the numbers are the things that we should really be focusing on. And then, like you said, maybe making sure all the different age groups and different groups just have something that benefits them.
Well, and it also comes down to, it's like the middle school, high school. A lot of these kids are active in a lot of other things. So, maybe something is not going to get a whole lot of participation. So shelve those and, put our focus on something that's actually accomplishing something rather than, focus on what is good rather than, or not what has good participation rather than one or two. You understand what I'm saying?
What's that, Breck?
Oh, I just said kind of shelve the stuff that is mediocre or less.
Yeah, or at least have a discussion about it so we can see, the numbers and make decisions moving forward based on that. And like Joe said, there are some groups that are probably just really busy. I think like the middle high school group is probably one of them, which is maybe why, there hasn't been a big need. Yeah, like I said, I think they're all really great activities, and I don't know that we need to cut any of them out. It's just talking about them in more detail based on participation.
You're not gonna know the participation until you try some of these, so. You're the one with the boots on the ground, Rex, so I think, you're gonna have the best idea of what's working and what's not.
Well, then let's make a motion to shelve it till next month, and I will get a better document together for you with participation numbers and age groups associated with it. And we can further the discussion next month.
That sounds great. Thank you, Breck.
Thank you, guys.
Do we need to make a motion to shelve?
I think it's not necessarily, I think we just don't take a motion. I will just note that there's no motion taken at this time. Yeah, no action taken at this time, but we'll make note that it will be addressed
Again.
Yep.
Item 10, our next meeting will be Monday, August 16th at 4:45 here at Central Office. So with that, we will recess our regular meeting to hold a public hearing on the BOCES budget. Is there a motion to recess our regular meeting. Public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
All right, there's a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Item number 12, public hearing on budget. So we will conduct a public hearing. So with that, we need to have a motion to enter the public hearing.
I don't think so.
Just
We're now in
public
public
hearing.
And Brett did send you her proposed budget with the estimated revenue from the different sources and then with the breakdown of expenditures as she's anticipating. As I did the annual budget summary and the resolution, I noted that she put in the salary but not the benefits in her budget. So I tweaked it a little bit to show that we would put the benefits in there as well and take it out of that cash reserve, decreasing the amount that she had placed in there. But basically, the bottom line stayed the same, that your budget being $333,452.35. So basically, that's what you're approving. And to approve the budget, you just need to read the resolution.
Okay, but we have to go back to the regular meeting.
Oh, yeah, regular session. So we would ask your public if they have any comment regarding the budget. And then recess, adjourn your public hearing and go back into the regular meeting.
Okay, we will adjourn the public hearing and reconvene our regular meeting. So item 13, the budget, we will consider and adopt the BOCES budget for the fiscal year 21-2022.
Madam Chair. Whereas on the 21st day of July 2021, Budget Officer filed with the Board of Trustees of Carbon County School District Number 2, Board of Cooperative Education Services, a tentative budget for the fiscal year ending June 30th, 2022. And whereas a summary of such budget is entered into the board minutes and notice of a public hearing on such budget together with said summary was posted in 3 conspicuous places in the district, and whereas a public hearing was held concerning such budget on the 21st of July, 2021, at which time all interested parties were given an opportunity to be heard. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Board of Trustees of Carbon County School District Number 2, Board of Cooperative Education Services, that such budget as revised, if applicable, is hereby adopted and subject to future amendment as in effect for the fiscal year ending June 30th, 2022. Be it further resolved that the following appropriations are made as of and for the fiscal year ending June 30th, 2022, and that these or those respective expenditures applicable to each department and fund shall be limited to the amounts hereby appropriated, subject to future amendments. Appropriations, Carbon County School District Number 2 BOCES, $333,452.35 for a total appropriations of $333,452.35. Dated this 21st day of July 2020.
Thank you, Joe. Is there a second?
Second.
Great, so we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes to approve the BOCES budget for the fiscal year 2021-2022.
Yes.
Item 14, I will adjourn the meeting.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.